Fortunately, we live in an area where we have great hospitals in our backyards, brilliant doctors, hardworking nurses, people who perform miracles every day. But the miracle worker we're about to introduce you to is somebody who has a job you've probably never even heard of. She's a child life specialist at Johns Hopkins Children's Center.
All right, Khalil, I'm gonna come on this side of you, okay? I'm just gonna put the bar down so we're not talking between the bars.
Divna Wheelwright is armed with a bag of tricks.
Whoa, Khalil.
She's got everything in there.
Oh, okay, that's the story.
She's working her magic on Khalil. He's just 4 years old.
At night, he couldn't breathe. He kept breathing out his mouth, so, I got scared. And then
His mom brought him to Johns Hopkins Children's Center because she's worried that he has whooping cough.
when your child is sick, you wish you can take the pain away from him, but it's just a scary thought to me because knowing your child is sick, you don't know what the doctor gonna tell you or...
She may feel that way, but look at Khalil. He's forgotten he's in the hospital thanks to Wheelwright.
Ew!
That's part of what she does, making kids feel more comfortable in the most uncomfortable situations.
What does the scene look like through the eyes of a child? I'm an adult, and for hospitalized is scary and overwhelming, let alone a 5-year-old. So.
She also has the scary task of breaking down what's happening to them when they come into the emergency room. But she has fantastic ways of explaining it to a child.
A lot of the time when I have a child come in who's never had an IV, I really like to take advantage of really prepping them and showing them all the pieces first, so when the nurse comes in to actually do the procedure, it's not a surprise.
That's just one of the ways she can communicate with children during a scary time. And then there's things like this machine.
This is a multi-sensory machine that allows children to just be in control of the colors, the motion of the bubbles, the speed at which the water column works, and it's also very relaxing. And
it can be relaxing or even distracting. Wheelwright will be the first to admit her job is difficult and some days heartbreaking. But for someone who has been healthy her whole life, it's a great way to give back.
Can I help you? I'm not necessarily prepared for what's going to roll in through the door, but when I leave at the end of the day, I know that I've touched somebody and that I've just learned something that, I've never even thought about before.
And Divna has some advice for you parents if you are in a situation where you have to take your kid to the ER. She says when you speak to your child, be honest with them. And when you're speaking to the hospital staff, don't be intimidated. It's okay to speak up and ask questions. Megan Pringle, ABC 2 News. We all know about the Preakness. It's about the horses, the second jewel in the Triple Crown. But let's talk about the other crowns, the ones that spectators wear to the race.
I want that woman to feel beautiful when she puts this hat on, to feel different, to make her stand taller.
If you want to turn heads, head over to Hats by Margie.
You'll know my hat when you see my hat.
This is the place where you can find any hat for any occasion, and Margie Hicks will make it just for you. And if that occasion happens to be the Preakness, you're in luck.
Oh, we're so excited about the Preakness. We're going to see so many women in beautiful hats. They'll get yellow hats, to get hats with black-eyed Susans. We're just so excited for them.
Hats off to Margie, who has used her passion, creativity, and desire for elegance to bring style to women all over, including the mayor. To carry off these sometimes larger-than-life accessories, you need what Margie calls hatitude.
A hat does not wear you.
Hatitude does not come by me naturally, but I do wear a lot of hats. After visiting Hats by Margie, I felt fabulous in all of them. The biggest challenge, my head is small.
There's no such thing as too much of a big head, a small head.
Browse around here for a little while. It's not going to take long for you to realize there's a hat out there for everybody. Big, bold, dramatic, but maybe if a hat isn't your thing, well, then you're in luck because there is something in here for everybody, something that'll fit your personality. For example, there's always the Fascinator.
This is a fad, and I just think it's absolutely beautiful.
Susan Seaman isn't usually comfortable in a big hat, so this is a great alternative.
I don't feel self-conscious about, having it fall in front of my eyes or blow off my head.
For you just need to come in, try it on, and find your inner hatitude. In Westminster, Megan Pringle, ABC 2 News.
Back now. See some people over your shoulder there. What's going on there around the stables?
They have, when we checked in with you last, Orb was actually going for a morning workout. He's back and now getting him. Today is all about tradition because it's Black-Eyed Susan's Day, but I had to show this to you guys because it's happening live. You can see right now Kentucky Derby winner Orb getting a bath. Gorgeous, majestic horse. So we're going to hear more about Orb. We're going to hear more about Preakness, but let's talk about today. Black women.
So getting ready, Megan, it is good to have you with us this morning. What is going on as the sun comes up to the east?
Well, as the sun comes up, the media comes out, and I've actually seen more members of the media than horses. That's because the horses are most of them behind us. And we were talking earlier about the hats and the tradition, all the fabulous things that happen here out at Pimlico during this time. And when you've been around for 138 years, so you're certainly going to have a lot of traditions. One of them is a great tradition, the Black-Eyed Susan. And that, of course, is, and this is what it's all about. Mike Gaffigan, the busy. This is all about the ladies today. You're absolutely right. Of course, the Preakness is tomorrow. That's the old tradition, one of the oldest here at Pimlico. It's been happening since 1919, celebrating 3-year-old fillies as they take the track, but it's turned into so much more, Charlie. We're talking about horse racing, inspirational stories, raising money for breast cancer here in Maryland, music to that. So Brittany Fowler is with Komen, Maryland, here to talk about Black-Eyed Susan Day. Thanks for coming out here today.